Are you a fan of American TV shows such as Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Grey's Anatomy? The author is the producer and writer of these popular TV shows. She is Shonda Rhimes, and this book is her memoir. You may think that she is living the high life because Shonda is rich and famous, but this book isn't about how she made her success. This book is about what comes after success, the stress of working so hard, not being able to be there for her children, and not being able to enjoy anything. A lot of people in this world believe that if they reach a certain goal, they will be happy. But once they do, they feel sad. The reason is that they stop taking new chances. They feel safe in their bubble, and they stop challenging themselves. This book is a story of how Shonda Rhimes stopped saying no to everything and started to get out of her comfort zone. This book will teach you a lot of valuable lessons told with a sincere voice. You will learn how to find your own truth. You will also learn how to challenge yourself to enjoy your life better. So never call yourself unlucky because life is unfair. Stand up and start saying yes to the opportunities given to you every day. Shonda's story will teach you how, so stay tuned. No. Do you remember a time when a great opportunity came your way and you said no? You probably don't remember because that answer was an automatic reply. We usually don't think too hard about the opportunities that life offers. We live our lives like guests watching from the sidelines. We don't enjoy the moments that we need to enjoy, and we don't take the job offers that we have available for us. Why? Because we claim to be busy. We are busy taking care of the house and the children while trying to make money. We are busy, so we reject meetings and dinner parties. Some events may come once in a lifetime, and we still manage to find an excuse to say no. Shonda is not different from us. She is known for saying no to everything. She was never aware of that fact until her older sister once told her about it during Thanksgiving dinner. It was late at night and her older sister is still in the kitchen. Shonda had 3 kids at that time. She was trying to take care of them and help her sister at the same time. They were having fun and chatting about this and that. Shonda told her older sister about how many people want her to appear in their TV shows or just have an interview with her. She also told her about the VIP parties and events that she gets invited to. She was popular and making a lot of money. Her sister was focused on her cooking, and she didn't care much about the things Shonda was saying. She only asked one question. Are you going to any of these events? Shonda was surprised. She didn't expect to be asked a question like that, especially when her sister was silent for too long. Shonda thought carefully. She needed to find a reasonable explanation for rejecting all these great opportunities. So, she told her sister that she was busy raising 3 kids on her own and having to work hard to feed them. Her sister looked at her, then told her that she is never alone. She is surrounded by family and friends that can help her take care of her kids. She also has the most reliable nanny in the world. Shonda could make some arrangements and say yes to some opportunities. After all, some opportunities can only come once a lifetime. If we miss them, we will never get the chance to try them ever again. Maybe? Sometimes when someone, say a close friend, tells us a remark about ourselves, we get very defensive. We believe that we are happy in our current situation, so we reject the advice. Then we keep on living like nothing ever happened. If we look deeply, we will realize that we are just scared to admit the truth. We are not perfect, and we may not be as happy as we think we are. If you are a person who always rejects invitations, then you have a serious problem because you are refusing to have fun. You need to reconsider. You need to start thinking that maybe your friends are right about you. Maybe, just maybe, you need to take on new opportunities and try something different. After Shonda had that talk with her sister, she left home and forgot all about it. It was just a conversation, and she was convinced that her life was happy. Shonda has no right to complain or change anything about herself. She has a job, she has 3 kids, a boyfriend, and she gets enough sleep every day. So why would she want to say yes to something new? Her life was happy as it was. Following her schedule, Shonda went to Washington one day. She is the new trustee of the Kennedy Center, and she is doing her duty by attending the ceremony. By some sort of miracle, Shonda was asked to sit with the president and his wife. They did not ask for her permission. It was an order. So Shonda followed, and she had a great time. The ceremony was inspiring, and she went home happy and very excited. That night, Shonda suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. Usually, she would wake up to the crying of her kids, but tonight it was different. The house was calm and quiet. What woke Shonda up is stress. She realized that she only sat next to the president because it was an order. But what if she declined? What if she said no, like with all other invitations that came her way? Shonda took a few moments to think about the reason. Why would she refuse to accept such an opportunity? If they asked her, she would have come up with a very believable excuse to say no. But the real reason, deep down, Shonda realized that she was scared to try something new. She was always unsocial, and for the first time in her life, she felt miserable. She was not as happy as she thought she was. It was a moment of truth, and Shonda remembered her sister saying that she never says yes to anything. Her sister was right. Shonda believes her now. For the first time in her life, Shonda thinks that maybe she has to start trying new things. Maybe her attitude needs to change. Yes? In the previous chapter, we established that the reason behind saying no to everything is fear. We are scared because we got used to living in our safety bubble. No one and nothing can hurt us or push us to do something different. But sometimes, doing the same thing over and over again can be, well, miserable. If you live the same life every day, even if it's a great life, you will feel bored and lonely. You need to challenge yourself and get out of that comfort zone. After Shonda realized that she was living a boring life, she decided to change. Since saying no to everything caused her pain, she thought that she would start doing the opposite. Shonda decided to start saying yes to every opportunity that comes her way. She was not sure that this would make her happy, but at least this would mean change. Shonda was hopeful, and she wanted to challenge herself. On her birthday, she woke up to a party with her kids. Shonda ate a whole cake for breakfast. She was not happy, but she had to pretend that everything was fine. That same day, she made her first step towards her goal. Shonda sent a message to one of her closest friends and said that she decided to say yes to everything for a whole year. Since Shonda was a very competitive and disciplined person, she took the matter seriously. She has always been a doer, not a teller. If she made up her mind to do something, she wouldn't stop until she reached her goal. So Shonda is prepared to do it all. On the week that followed, Shonda received a phone call. It was from the president of Dartmouth College. He wanted Shonda to give a commencement speech at the college's graduation in June. For a whole minute, Shonda felt like she couldn't breathe. She was no longer listening to the president because she was so scared. This is the year that she decided to say yes to everything, so she had no choice. Shonda was shaking for a minute, then she said yes and kept discussing the matter with the president. Once the phone call was over, Shonda realized that after 6 months, she would be expected to give a speech for over 10,000 people. This is so scary, but it was too soon to think about it. Shonda had 6 months to prepare. She only said yes, but she is not going to do it now. Shonda felt safe. If she only knew that her next opportunity would be on live TV. She received another invitation this time to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Shonda promised herself to say yes to everything, so she had no choice but to do it. Yes to the sun. You should know by now that there is a difference between making a decision to do something because you want to and being forced to do something because you are obliged to. Usually, when we are forced to do something, even if it's great, we feel scared and miserable. But, we forget something very important. Just because we are forced to do something doesn't mean that we have to follow all the rules. We can get out of our comfort zone and still do things our way. Saying yes doesn't mean that we have to give up who we are. On the contrary, it means that we have to be stronger and force the world to move our way. It is our life that we are living, so we have to enjoy it, even if we are taking on bigger challenges. And this is exactly what Shonda did when she was asked to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Ever since she started writing her TV shows, she made it very clear for her publicist that she doesn't want to be on TV. She was not working so hard because she was after fame. Shonda was doing it because she loved writing and creating fun stories. She was offered a lot of opportunities to be on live TV, but she always said no. The publicist was a bit frustrated with her attitude, but she had no choice because Shonda was stubborn. This time, though, it was different. This was Shonda's year of yes. and she was forced to do the live Jimmy Kimmel show. She tried to run away as she always does, but her publicist reminded her about her promise to herself. She had to say yes, and she did. Shonda was so scared. She cried, and she was furious. She felt that life was unfair. She promised herself to say yes to everything for a year because she wanted to be happy, and not because she wanted to feel more miserable. Shonda imagined falling on stage. She was so terrified. But she remembered that her life is her own. Just because she was forced to say yes doesn't mean that she has to do it exactly how other people want it. Shonda was shy and awkward, and everyone knew that. So she came up with a brilliant idea. She will do a live TV show without being actually live. Her publicist was shocked by her decision, but he made it work. He was forced because Shonda was so strong. She was firm in her decision, and she got what she wanted. The Jimmy Kimmel Show recorded with Shonda for an hour. Jimmy was very nice to her, and he did his best to make her feel good. And she did felt good, and the people loved her. For the first time in the history of the show, Jimmy Kimmel had more ratings than the Jimmy Fallon Show. Shonda said yes to one thing, and the result made history for the TV show. So just imagine how much opportunities you are missing because of your fear. You need to stop being scared, take on new challenges, and then make them your own. Always remember that saying yes doesn't mean you have to submit. You can make some noise in your own way. Yes to speaking the whole truth. In the previous chapter, we taught you the importance of not losing yourself in the crowd. Saying yes is giving yourself a chance to grow. You can't grow without strong principles. That includes telling the truth. As the day of the commencement speech approaches, Shonda was still not ready for this opportunity. A while back, she joined an online group of women who occasionally chat about different topics. Because she was an introvert, she found herself relaxed talking behind the screen. About a week before her speech at Dartmouth College, Shonda shared with her online group that she was scared. She told them that she had writer's block and she can't write a single word. Her friends supported her, and they told her to be strong like Wonder Woman. Shonda tried to stand like her because she read somewhere that if you pose like Wonder Woman, you will be respected more. She tried it for a while, and it really made her feel more confident. Thinking kept her awake at night. So Shonda took her notebook, and she started writing down some notes. The result was an acceptable speech. The day before she was going to deliver her speech, Shonda read her notes a couple of times. She did not like it. She read it again and again. Then she decided that she needs to write a new one. If she was going to say yes to give a speech, she better do it the right way. So Shonda deleted the file and started writing something new. This time she wrote the truth as it came pouring through her heart. As the plane was taking off, she hit the save button. Shonda was proud, and she felt like this is how it is supposed to go. When she entered the podium, she was waiting for the panic attack, or stage fright, or the type of stress she usually feels when asked to do something in public. Shonda waited and waited, but she was surprised that she was calm. Yes, she was nervous, but she was not panicking. She stood strong, took a deep breath, and she started her speech. Shonda looked at the students, and she saw herself 20 years ago. She sat in those same chairs and listened to a similar speech delivered by another popular lady. Shonda felt connected with the students. She could feel their fear and their uncertainty, so she spoke her heart out. She shouldn't be scared of the students because they needed her help. Shonda started by expressing how much scared she was. She told them that she would be truthful because she knows what they are going through. Shonda shared to the students 3 important lessons. First, she taught them that dreams are for losers. If you want to be successful, you need to stop dreaming and start doing. Second, she taught them that after graduation, life would be hard. Being an adult and entering the working field is difficult, so they have to be prepared. Third, she told them the truth about her life. She is not perfect, and everyone who claims to be perfect is a big liar. If you aim for success, you will have to sacrifice. You can't do everything correctly, you are just human. So it's okay to mess up sometimes. Yes to surrendering the mommy war. Sometimes saying yes to new things doesn't just mean job opportunities. Maybe we need to say yes to giving up something that is hurting us. By that, we mean we need to say yes to letting go of some responsibilities if we are not capable of doing them. We are just human, and there is a limited amount of work that we can do. If you are a working woman, then you understand how hard it is to keep up. If you are a working woman and a mother, then you know that it is almost impossible to keep up. Women always talk about who is the best mother. Shonda, before she became a mother, was visiting a friend who recently had a baby. Her friend was miserable and tired, and she kept complaining about how difficult it is to be a mom. Since Shonda was also pregnant at the time, her friend asked her if she started looking for a nanny for her newborn. Shonda was surprised. She answered in a judgmental tone. She told her friend that she would never have a nanny do her job. If she weren't ready for having a baby, she wouldn't have it in the first place. This answer was both cruel and ignorant. After her baby was born, Shonda realized how wrong she was. She was crying because of the stress. She hadn't showered for days and she was not able to keep up with her work. A friend visited her and found her in a horrible state. Shonda was dirty, smelly, and a complete mess. Her friend felt sorry for her. She took the baby away so Shonda could rest and take a shower. She fell asleep in the bathroom. That's how much tired she was. So, Shonda decided to hire a nanny. She found the best nanny in the world. First, she felt jealous because the nanny was taking better care of her children. Then she realized that she couldn't win the war because the nanny was perfect. There was no contest. Shonda realized that if a mother tells you that she has it all figured out, she is lying. Every mother has her own way of raising her children. There is no room for competition. So why the judging and the hating? If you are overwhelmed by responsibilities, you don't need to follow a certain pattern of lifestyle. Just create your own. Know when you need to say yes or to give up something, and you will be more true to yourself. Just give up the war for perfection and be happy accepting who you are. Conclusion. Every day we miss a chance to say yes to something great that might change our lives forever. Do you remember the last time you said no to an opportunity and you regret your decision? Guess what? You are still doing the same thing, not enjoying your life. This book has taught you valuable lessons. You learned that when you say no, you are just scared. You used to live in a certain way, so when you are faced with something new, you say no. You also learned that when you keep rejecting opportunities, you will live a boring and miserable life. You need some action in your life to keep the magic going, especially if you are a creative person. You also learned that saying yes doesn't mean giving up on your principles. You can say yes to anything and still do that task in your own way. You don't have to submit. You can stay strong and still enjoy your life. So stop saying no and start saying yes for a change. It worked for Shonda, and it will definitely work for you too. If you love this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you for watching.